And welcome back to News Channel 11 at 5:30. We are once again taking your questions about the COVID-19 coronavirus to our experts. Our expert today, Dr. David Kirschke of the Northeast Tennessee Regional Health Department. He's with us tonight answering a lot of questions. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, Carl wants to know what would be the necessary supplies I should stock up on, including food. And I know there's one thing that you're probably not going to say that everybody's stocking up on, but let's go ahead and talk about things we need to stock up on.
So I really recommend just the basic things that FEMA has been telling us to stock up on for a long time, just in case we have tornadoes or floods or ice storms and things like that. So just basic supplies for about 3 days that you would need: water. So we don't really expect the water system to fail or anything like that because of coronavirus, but enough food. So if you were quarantined or something happened, enough food to get you through a couple days. But we also recommend you make a plan, with neighbors, friends, other family members, that if you are quarantined, someone can bring by and drop off supplies for you. So it's pretty difficult to plan to have 14 days worth of stuff. It's kind of hard. So
so about 3 days is good. Plan for about 3 days.
That would be my recommendation.
Of being home. Okay. Tammy has a question that many have seen on social media as well. She says, how can they say this is new, meaning the virus, when it shows up on Lysol cans 3 or so years ago stating Lysol kills it? And we're talking about the word coronavirus.
Yeah, so good question. So coronavirus actually has been circulating for a long time in people. It's one of the causes of the common cold. So different kinds of coronavirus. So the coronavirus we're worried about is called novel coronavirus 19. So it is something that's just emerged recently. So we don't have that much information about that coronavirus, but it's different than the coronaviruses they're talking about on the Lysol can.
Okay.
The good news is, if the product says it can kill coronavirus on the can, it most likely will work against the new coronavirus.
Okay, so when you see the Lysol can and it says coronavirus on it, it is coronavirus meaning the general term of that kind of virus, not specifically COVID-19, which we are talking about. Okay. Just want to make sure that that is very clear. Now, we touched on this yesterday. We're still getting a lot of questions. This is one from Janice. Janice asks, if you contract COVID-19, self-quarantine, and recover from the virus, do you develop an immunity from this strain of the virus, or could you get it again if you are re-exposed? And I think this is an excellent question.
Yeah, so we think probably yes, but because it's new, we don't know 100%, but in our experience with other coronaviruses, it is the case. There has been, I think there's one thing that went around through social media or whatever of someone that supposedly was reinfected. I think most people aren't clear whether they were reinfected or just had like a relapse of the illness, so never really fully recovered. So it's not clear, but we think probably people will be immune to it after they're infected the first time, but we still don't know for sure.
Well, this is so new. No one's had this before.
Yeah, so we haven't had a chance to be most people haven't had a chance to be reinfected because they haven't been infected the first time.
Okay. Another viewer question. David wants to know, how do they trace the epidemiology of someone who tests positive?
Yeah, so great question. So this is something we do every day with our TB patients, with our sexually transmitted disease patients. So we get a report of someone that's positive, and then we interview them. We find out, for the time period when they were infectious, where they went, who they were with, who they stay with at home, anyone they might have exposed, and then we go out and find those people. Those people would then be in quarantine if they're well. If they're sick, they would get tested.
Okay, so it's just legwork.
Yeah, it's like, shoe leather.
Exactly. Okay, Bob sent in a question asking, regular flu has a season. It's usually from fall to spring. Then we don't have to worry about it until the next year. He asks, is coronavirus, or specifically COVID-19, the same way? And if so, when would we think it would be over?
Yeah, so there's been speculation about maybe in the summertime it'll get better. We don't have any evidence that's going to occur, so we're not planning on that happening at all. If that did happen, that would be great.
Oh, yeah.
But we have no plans to rely on that happening. So.
Okay. So we don't know if...
Yeah, there's no way to know.
If when it gets warm, it's going to kill the virus. We don't know that.
Yeah.
We don't know this is going to happen. as of yet. So that was a very good question. Dr. David Kirschke, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Sure.
A lot of good
Happy to be here.
information going out to our viewers and kind of cutting through some of the rumors.
Yeah,
and,
really good questions.
yeah, see, if Dr. Kirschke thinks they're good questions, then we're doing well.